Now in our dollars and cents segment, switching jobs has long been seen as one of the fastest ways to get a raise, but new data suggests that strategy might not pay off like it used to.
A new report from ADP shows the so-called pay premium for job switchers has dropped to a record low. Business analyst and labor attorney Parag Amin joins us now to break down what this trend means for workers and employers. Parag, welcome back to ARC Seattle.
Good morning.
For years, the advice has been if you want to raise, switch jobs. We've heard that a lot. But what exactly has changed in the job market to flip that thinking?
Well, what has changed is the labor market itself. You've got to realize that the labor market is tightening and there are overall fewer jobs that are available. And the labor market is modernizing and favoring AI over traditional human capital of human workers because they're looking for efficiencies, they're looking for tax savings, they're looking for ways to save on all kinds of insurance premiums that come with employing individuals like us. And so a big part of the pay premium was attracting talent. And right now, the reality is people may want to stay put because that additional premium is about less than half of what it used to be when somebody would switch from one job to another.
Wow.
What role did the pandemic play in changing this whole equation?
So after the pandemic, there was this whole great resignation. I think a lot of us got a little bit used to being at home, being comfortable, not having that daily commute, and maybe for the first times in our adult lives really realized what it's like to not have a long daily commute. And unfortunately, that also affected the labor market. And so what happened is employers realized that they would have to pay premiums to get people to come to work and to work hard and perform. And that's what we were seeing is companies paying a lot more, paying substantial premiums to attract top talent to work for them.
So in your view, Parag, does this mean that workers should think twice before leaving their current job then?
Absolutely. You know, that whole idea of just follow your heart may be something that you want to pause on for a little bit at least, because right now, like I said, the labor market is a little bit challenging. It is tighter. And right now, staying at a company and seeing what the job prospects are may be a better long-term financial bet, at least in the short term. And so what I mean by that is it may not make sense to potentially move in the next 6 to 12 months, but that may change after 6 months or a year. And that may be the right time to move if you really feel that a move is right for you.
So how should people who are looking for that pay bump work toward their goal?
So ultimately, as with any employer, whether it's their current employer or new employer, they're looking for someone to create value at their company. And the best way to do that is to show them how you can create value, show them that you're learning, you're continuing to want to grow, that you're going to learn AI or that you're making strides towards learning AI to make yourself better. Because right now there is no AI technology that completely replaces humans. Humans still need to be involved in that decision-making process, in the checking process. And so showing an employer that you're a great bet and worth betting on will generally cause employers to bet on you.
I'm so glad that you mentioned AI. That was a question that I had too, because we talk about it all the time and its impact on the labor force. Bottom line, if you had any advice for workers trying to decide whether to stay put or maybe take a chance on that job market, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, look, at the end of the day, it really depends on what industry you're in. Certain industries are far more adversely affected by AI right now than others. So doing a survey, looking at what jobs are out there, how many jobs are out there for the type of thing that you're looking for, what's the overall pay compared to where you're at. And if the issue is really just pay, maybe talk to your supervisor, put together a list of what you've accomplished for the company and what you believe you can do as well, and have a conversation around having a raise or having a conversation around, okay, what does that raise look like? When can I realistically expect this? This is what I'd like to be able to get. How can we work together to ensure that I can do that? And I think good employers will work collaboratively with their good employees to try to accomplish their personal, professional, and financial goals.
All right, Parag, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Great tips. I guess people will
Always a pleasure.